Patricia Topete Vasquez is the image of an American success story. She was only 12 years old when she arrived in Fresno, escaping abuse and in search of a better life. In the 2 decades since, she graduated top of her class and went on to college, all while supporting herself by cleaning homes and working in the fields. Her hard work earned her the position of regional vice president at a national bank. But as an undocumented immigrant, her American dream came at a cost: her family and her freedom. Now she's choosing to abandon her American dream.
I'm gonna miss you too. I'm gonna miss you too. Love you too.
One suitcase and a carry-on. Inside, only items with sentimental value and some of the things she'll need to start a new life.
I was looking at my Mexican passport and I thought, this is the key and access to the world.
After 21 years in the United States, Patricia Topete Vasquez is going back from where she came.
My dream used to be in the U.S., and now my dream is in another country.
It was a big decision for Patricia to leave the only country she has known since she was a little girl. But last November, when Donald Trump was re-elected president, Patricia began to envision her life outside the U.S. Earlier this year, she made the choice to leave on her own terms.
I am a very competitive individual and professional, and I do believe that the dreams that I have for myself, I don't only get to achieve them here. I think that I have the confidence now in myself that these dreams can be achieved from anywhere, while also having the freedom to cross borders without fear, without uncertainty.
Fear is what brought her to the U.S. from her small town in Tamaulipas, Mexico, when she was 12 years old. Patricia's mother put her on a plane to Fresno to live with relatives after learning she'd been molested by an uncle.
I was experiencing sexual abuse as a child from a family member, and that was happening in my home. And I didn't see a different way of staying in my house in Mexico and feeling safe.
That safety also brought guilt for a very young Patricia, who was fleeing Mexico alone without her little brother and sister.
When things haven't gone as planned in my siblings' lives, sometimes I think, what if I would have stayed? I thought to myself, I have to succeed. Like, I need to be able to help my siblings one day, and so I have to succeed. There was no question around that. I had decided that whatever that meant, I was willing to do it.
Patricia turned her energy and focus to academics. Her high school teacher, Kristen Norton, describes her as determined and resilient.
She came to me and said, I want to take your English class because you're the hardest teacher. Sign me up. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of student she was. That's the way she pushed herself. She was always looking to find the edges and boundaries of herself, right? How can I make myself better?
That drive and tenacity paid off. Patricia graduated as class valedictorian from McLean High School and set her sights on college.
Through my time growing up, I was reminded that I was undocumented, and that usually individuals like me, we didn't end up going to college. I was constantly reminded that it was very hard. I was constantly reminded that my mother in Mexico didn't have money, and I was constantly reminded that students like me didn't receive financial aid. So knowing that at 15, it also made me think, well, I need to come up with a brilliant plan then.
That was kind of my introduction to the struggles that undocumented students faced, because I mean, she had done all this work. She was the valedictorian. She had done all of the sports and all of the extracurriculars and all of the communities. Everything you could possibly do times 10 she had done, and should be able to go to any school she wants to. And there was only one choice.
Her only option was getting a private scholarship, so she applied for more than 40 and received a full ride to Fresno Pacific University. She made extra money by cleaning houses. During summer break, when she had to leave the dorms, she crashed on friends' couches, and she worked in the fields picking strawberries.
The farm worker women in Salinas who were there making hourly wages to help their children and their families just took me in and were willing to give of their own crops because they wanted me to be able to finish school and pay for my books and pay for school.
After graduating college, Patricia was finally able to obtain a work permit through the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, known as DACA. The program offers protection from deportation to eligible undocumented immigrants who arrived in the U.S. as children. It does not offer a path to legal residency and must be renewed every 2 years.
I'm an example of, I pay taxes, I've purchased a home, I worked in the nonprofit, public, private sector. I support, right, like as much as I can, students, businesses, right? I support the economy, and there still hasn't been a way for me to legalize myself. So there is no line, there is no clear path.
Patricia has been recognized and awarded many times for her professional successes and community leadership. She was appointed by Governors Jerry Brown and Gavin Newsom to statewide positions. And up until a few weeks ago, she was the Regional Vice President of Community Relations at Citibank, teaching financial literacy to people in rural communities. Her most physically grueling accomplishment, completing 2 Ironman races. She signed up without even knowing how to swim.
I say that swimming and my first Ironman really changed the way I saw my life and I saw my dreams. And I think I started to believe that impossible things were possible for someone like me.
Pero primero que nada, gracias.
Patricia's last couple of months have been spent saying goodbye to the many friends she made in the past 2 decades. She's been selling off once indispensable belongings that made her home the safe space she'd always longed for. And reminiscing as she went through rooms and albums full of memories and mementos of a life lived in limbo.
And that's a really big decision to make. When you know your work is complete here, that's big. A lot of us would not be able to do that. We would wait and say, well, I would like to, but I don't have the strength, I don't have the courage, I don't have the resilience. She knows she has it. She's demonstrated it to herself since she was 11.
I asked Patricia what the moment will be like on the plane when she sees the U.S. disappear from view.
Adiós. Hasta luego.
And she finally lands in Mexico, no longer a scared little girl.
I think it's going to be both beautiful and painful, and I'm ready for both.
Well, Patricia left Fresno just a few days ago. She saw her mother for the first time today after 20 years. In a couple of weeks, she will be attending her younger sister's graduation in person, something she never imagined she'd be able to do. Now, by the end of the summer, she will move to Spain, where she has already been accepted to the master's program for international business and global management at the University of Madrid. Graciela Moreno, ABC 30 Action News.